Hi, I'm Adam MacArthur. So I'm the CEO of LiteracyPlanet. So we are an English literacy program, or language arts, in 34 countries around the world, growing rapidly with a great product, and now in the process of looking for distribution partners to help us continue that growth. So as a business, the reason why we're successful is our comprehensiveness. So we have over 15,000 exercises covering up from K to 10, aligned to 61 curriculums around the world, and we're focused on those native English-speaking curriculums as that first basis. But we cover all areas, as you can see there, from those younger years of sight words, pre-reading and phonics, all the way through the reading, comprehension, grammar and writing. And so this is really our point of success. A lot of competitors in this space tend to do reading or writing or spelling, and we've got that comprehensive depth across all those different subject areas. Plus we make it fun and easy as well. So our story begins around 10 years ago. So at that time, converting great quality content from CD-ROMs online, and really started building out the program. And so in 2011, took our first VC investment to really add that gamification layer, to make it easy for teachers by engaging students in a compelling way. So as we go forward in 2014, we took a growth investment from Nine Entertainment, a free-to-air TV network in Australia. And for those who didn't pick it with my accent, we are Australian-based as a business. And so that's when we really shifted that product focus from a product focus to a commercialisation focus as we developed. So at the end of last year, we're across 34 different countries now. We have a base in London, as well as our Australian operation, really successful across Europe and the Middle East in particular, but starting across more and more across Asia, and recently we've won our first US school district. And also on the behind this is, for the last 18 months, really building out an adaptive learning platform. And while that's been prevalent in the maths space, it hasn't been really in literacy across all those different subject areas. So business, again, scaling quite rapidly, particularly the last 3 years, as we've built on that great product that we have. You can see the blue bar is our Australian base. It's continued to grow, but it's really now our international, non-Australian revenues make up 20% of our business and are continuing to grow really rapidly as we get into both that international school market, but also local school markets across the world. So for us, a key part of our product is our Efficacy. Now, it's a digital product. We capture all this information, and for what we've done is a way of trying to discern this is in the last 10 years of data, we gave that to PwC to really help us pull those stories out of that data. Not only to tell us how the program worked, how it worked best, but also to help us with this adaptive engine that we can then tune much better with this information. So an interesting piece of data that came out of this was students in that bottom quartile showed with LiteracyPlanet over the course of 70 exercises, or about 6 months, improved from a gap that they had at the start of 18 points to just 5 points through that. And again, by having this ability for students to learn at their own pace, the range of content we have, plus it's fun and engaging, really leads to this result. Another thing we looked at is how is our program used best? What drives the best outcome by using our program? And again, that 10 years of data and 600 million rows really led to this part here. And so across the bottom axis is the number of subjects. And so by subjects in this context, I mean reading, spelling, comprehension, grammar, as those elements of literacy. Shows that up to the five subjects shows a 15% improvement above that benchmark. And that's really showing that literacy is not just reading or writing or spelling. It's actually that combination of those used well can drive this outcome. It also shows to me, and this is not something new to us, is that a lot of our customers are only using a small part of our program. We work at a challenge to move them across to get them to use more, and data like this really helps, and as we go into all markets around the world. With our product, we want to be fun and engaging, and it's really, investing quite hard in the development of this. From, look at our student and teacher-guided lessons. We've always been very teacher-centric to make it easy to use, easy to find our content, but also then to build lesson plans and plans around that content. But we're moving from that student and teacher-guided mode to much more adaptive missions. This is where providing that feedback to teachers, as well as having this literacy learning map that is able to be tuned by different curriculum to provide these missions, to provide that much better learning outcome. The other challenge for us, and this is something that we didn't design, is over the last year we've seen the growth of grades 7 to 9 students. in our program, going from 19% of our student base to 30%. And this is something that we hadn't planned, it's just that the market has taken us that way. With those students in the middle school in the US here, just don't have the core literacy skills. And they go to learn history and geography and science, but they actually don't have those core skills. And our program's being used really well in those year levels. But it also meant we had to develop a different interface. We couldn't show that more elementary school interface. So developing new interfaces as well that's more age appropriate for those students too. We've always had great teacher search tools. Here, being able to organise our content, be able to find it, be able to drill down into finding exactly what they want. But now moving to much more around that, that teacher dashboard, which has be able to show actions, be able to highlight where the students that need help, and provide that better snapshot across what's going on in the program, but also with their students and that attainment. And also moving on to self-marking. Writing's a big part. The technology tools to enable to help teachers to write has really improved over the last few years. And so while that technology has improved, what we can do as well is provide suggestions of if they've got a problem with grammar in the writing part, that we can put them into grammar exercises or spelling or comprehension and drive them back in there. So it's that full offering around improving writing, rather than writing program, which only can improve by doing more writing. And so really, us as a business, we've been focused around, these international schools, Asia, Middle East and the UK. We've got a clear plan around that, investing hard around our product. And as we release that adaptive learning product over the next few months, it's this next growth. So we see in our future this greater US expansion. Larger government and group deals, particularly across the Middle East and Asia. And really, it's about distribution partners here. So finding opportunities where we can work as a complementary product or part of another organisation that can help us scale the distribution, because we believe we've got a lot of things right with our product and things are coming out. And now this is the exciting part, especially as we move into those ESL markets that are now, English is becoming a much more important part of those curriculums that we see around the world. So that's the short summary of Literacy Planet. My email's up there if you'd like to catch me either on email or after the presentations. So thank you very much.